Hello guys, welcome back to TechDose, and in this video we will see the top k frequent elements problem, which is from LeetCode number 347. So let us first read the problem statement. In this problem we are given a non-empty array of integers and we need to return the k most frequent elements. Now here the constraints are very important. In this case you may assume that k is always valid, like 1 is less than equals to k less than equals to the number of unique elements. Your algorithm time complexity must be better than n log n, where n is the array size. Third is, it's guaranteed that the answer is unique. In other words, the set of the top k frequent elements is unique and you can return the answer in any order. So I hope you understood all the constraints. I will again be explaining them. So let us first see some examples in order to get a better understanding. Now in this case, we are given array of integers, and our goal is to find the top k most frequent elements, right? So let's take an example. In this case there are 6 elements. So 1 has been repeated 3 times, 2 has been repeated 2 times, and 3 has been repeated 1 time. Okay. So if we just order it and we find the top k most frequent elements, then you will see that 1 is the most frequent element. The second most frequent element is 2. We need only the top 2 most frequent elements. So we will just be storing 1, 2 and return it as an array. Okay, so this will be our answer. If you take another example, example number 2, in this case we are having 3 elements 1, 2 and 3, right? And here k value is equals to 2. So we need to return the top 2 frequent elements. In this case you can see that all 1, 2 and 3 are having the same frequency, and so you can return 1, 2 or 1, 3 or 2, 3, right? So it depends on how to resolve the collision of the same frequency elements. In this problem, this case will never arise because they have already mentioned that set of top k frequent element is always unique. This third point, right? So the first point was k will always be less than equals to the number of unique elements. So number of unique element is n. Okay. So if you look at example number 3, then you are having just 2 elements, that is n equals to 2, but the k value is 3. But in the constraint it was mentioned that k will always be less than equals to n. So this case will never arise. Okay. Now the third case I have already explained. First one I explained. In the second one it is saying that we need to have an algorithm which is better than n log n, and we need to return answer in any order. So order is not important in this case. If we consider a simple solution, then how do we solve it? If we just apply brute force, then what we will do is we will take this array and then we will traverse from left to right, and we will use a hash map. So you must be knowing that a hash map can be used to store frequency of each unique element. So when we are at 1, we will store this 1. By default its frequency will be 0 initially, so we will increment it to 1. Now when we reach to this 2, we will include this 2 and its frequency will now be 1. When we reach to this 3, we will insert this 3 and its frequency will be 1. Okay. Again we reach to 1. 1 is already present in the map. We will just increment its frequency. 2 is already present in the map. We will increase its frequency. 1 is also present in the map. We will increase its frequency. Now you can see that the hash map is storing all the unique elements as its key and all its frequency as its value. So the key corresponding frequency are stored as value. Now what we can do, we can just sort this map. Okay. Now after sorting, 1 will be the first element, 2 will come after 1, and then 3 will be the last, because we are sorting based on frequency. You can even use an array instead of using a map, and that will also work, right? So after sorting, you can just pick the top k elements. Like in this case, if k value is equals to 2, you will pick just 1 and 2, right? And you can just store them in a vector and return it as an answer. So what will be the time complexity? In this case, when you are storing all these elements in a hash map, then that will take just order of n time. And from the hash map, we are using sorting. We are sorting the elements based on frequency. So maximum that will be n log n. Okay. And after that, the third step was to pick the top k elements, that will be order of k. So the longest time is n log n, which is for sorting this hash. Now the constraint which was given here is mentioning that algo must be better than n log n, right? So how do we improve this time complexity? What was the problem here? We have 3 steps. First one was hashing. Okay, so hashing is just taking order of n time. Second step was sorting. So sorting is taking order of n log n time. And the third step was just picking up the top k elements, so that was order of k. So the maximum time is order of n log n, and we need to just optimize this sorting part. If we are sorting on n elements, then obviously time will be n log n. So either we reduce the number of elements, or what we can do, we can just avoid sorting. So these are the 2 possibilities, or otherwise we can use another data structure. Okay, so the problem here is sorting takes n log n time. Therefore we can try to avoid sorting if possible. Now, can we maintain the map elements in a sorted order? How do we maintain that? So each of the map element can be stored as a key value pair. So a key value pair can be formed in the form of a structure. Key was nothing but our unique element, and value was nothing but its corresponding frequency. We can just form a structure, okay, and its name is node. We will be using it. Now once you have represented all these elements in the form of a node, then what we can do, we can form multiple nodes and store it in an array. Okay, and then after hashing is done, we can form an array and we can just sort it and pick the top k elements. So this process will also take order of n log n time, right? So which is a better data structure to get top k elements from a corpus of n elements? Well, if you have solved the kth largest element or the kth smallest element, then you must be guessing it correctly that we will have to use heap. So what is the property of heap? Let's say we are talking about a max heap. Max heap will always keep track of the maximum element at its root. Okay, so maximum will always be present at the root. So whenever we want to take out the maximum element, it will just be available in order of 1, and we can extract it in order of log n time, where n is the number of elements in this entire heap, right? So these all things I have already explained in my heap playlist, so do watch that. So how do we use this heap in order to solve this problem? Now in order to find the top k elements, what we can do, if we have formed a heap, we can pop k elements. Okay, so we can pop k elements. So after popping k elements, we will get the top k based on frequency, and we have to maintain this heap nodes based on frequency. So each of the node can be assumed to be storing the number, which is the unique number, and its corresponding frequency, right? So I hope you understood it. Now let's try to use it, okay, and see it in a dry run. Let's assume that this is our example. This is the given array 1 2 3 1 2 1. If we apply hashing, then this is our hash map. This is the unique value and its corresponding frequency are given on the right hand side. Okay. Now once you have done this hashing, it will take order of n time. Okay. Now after hashing, you can assume each of these pairs as a node. Okay, so there will be 3 nodes because there are 3 unique elements. First value will be the unique element, second value will be the frequency. So what we can do is we can just form a heap using these elements. So we can just apply the build heap algorithm. In this case, we will be forming max heap because we need top k elements, that is the highest frequency k elements. Okay, so these are the 3 nodes, and if we apply build heap on it, then it can be done in just order of n time. Okay, the proof of this has already been explained in my heap playlist, right? So if you form this heap, the order will still remain the same in the form of an array, and this is the heap representation in the form of a tree. Now here, if you assume that k value is 2, then we need to pop the top k elements. First we will pop this root element. Okay, so how do we pop? We will apply extract max algorithm. Okay, so apply extract max 2 times. So the first 2 elements will be popped. So 1, 3 will be popped, 2, 2 will be popped. Only one element will be remaining in the heap. We will have to return the first value of both these nodes in the form of an array. So we will return 1, 2, right? So this is how we can solve. Now you can see that in the hashing step, it will take order of n time. In order to build a heap, it will take order of n time. And this is a heap of size order of n. Okay, because there are n elements. So if we are popping k elements, then the total time complexity will be order of k log n, because we will also have to apply heapify algorithm. Okay. Now if you have any confusion regarding all the algorithm names I am speaking, then you should watch the entire playlist on heap. Okay, so that will be very helpful. Now in this case, I hope you have understood this k log n, right? So what will be the time complexity here? Hashing order of n, build heap order of n, then extract max k times order of k log n. Total time complexity will be n plus k log n, right? Now the worst case of this k can go to n. So the total time complexity can go again to n log n, but that case will be very rare, right? So what is the space complexity here? Since we are using a map of size n and we are also using a max heap which is of size n, so total space will be order of n, which is n plus n, right? So I hope you understood this technique. Now what can be another technique which we can use here? We can just try to reduce the heap size. The first step will remain the same, like we will take the array and we will apply hashing, right? So that will take order of n. Now after applying hashing on each of the node, we will take it entirely and build a heap of size k. So let's assume that after hashing, this is our map. Okay, I have not shown the second value, I am just showing a single value. If it is having n number of elements, okay, so this is n number of elements, and if k value is 3, then we can build heap of size k. Why we are building heap of size k? Because we only require the top k elements and we have no interest in other elements, right? So let's assume that k is 3 here. So we will take the first 3 elements, we will form a heap. Now we will move on to the next element. So since this is a hash, actually the elements will not be repeating in this case. Okay, so let me just assume different numbers, because after hashing you must have seen that in the key part all the values were unique, all the numbers were unique. Okay, so this can be 6, this can be 5, and you might forget about all these numbers, right? So all these numbers will be unique. So let's assume that this is 6 and this is 5 and there are only 5 elements here. Now once we move on to the next element, then this is a new element, right? And it might be having certain frequency value. So let's assume that this is having frequency 1, this is 2, this is 3 and this is 4. Okay. Now this new element is having higher frequency than at least one element here. Okay. So actually it is having frequency higher than all these 3 elements, but it should have frequency higher than at least one element in order for it to be inserted into the heap. Okay. So this is having actually highest frequency. So we will be inserting it into the heap. And so some element has to go out, right? So which one will go out? The one which is having the minimum frequency. So one will get out. So now the heap will be containing 2, 3, 6. Let's move on to the next element. This is 5. Okay. Let's assume that its frequency value was only 1. If it was only 1, then we would not have inserted it into the heap, because the heap is already containing 3 elements, 2, 3, 6, which is having frequency 2, 3 and 4, which are higher. Okay. So this element 5 can only be inserted into the heap if it has frequency greater than at least one element present in the heap. Let's assume that this frequency was 5 and the frequency of this 5 was 4. Then what would have happened? In this case, 4 is greater than at least one element. Okay. So it is greater than 2 and 3 both. So now we will be inserting this 4 into the heap and we will be taking out one element. So one element will be this 2, because this is having the lowest frequency. So this is how we will be traversing for all the n minus k elements. Okay, all the n minus k elements into this heap. Because the first k elements we will apply build heap on that. So it will take just order of k time. Okay, and the rest n minus k elements we will apply push as well as pop. This is the worst case scenario. We might not be required to apply push and pop, right? So the total time complexity will be n minus k log k in this case, right? So we are applying a sliding window technique and applying it on a heap. So the total time complexity in this case will be n plus k plus n minus k log k. And if you simplify it, you will find that it is n plus n log k. So which algorithm is better? Actually, this one seems more complex than the first one which I had shown. Okay, so this one is more complex. Now, is it a good idea to use this algorithm instead of the first one? You will see that this time complexity is n log k, right? And in the previous case, we had seen that it was n plus k log k. It was n, k log n, right? Now, which parameter should we minimize? Should we minimize this value on the left hand side of log, or should we minimize this log k value or log n value? You will find that this value k here is having a higher weightage. Okay, so this is having a higher weightage, and this log n value is having a lower weightage. It is having lower weightage. Therefore, we should always minimize a variable having higher weightage in a time complexity analysis, right? So we should always go with this first one, which is the more simpler one, and it should be the faster one as well, because the time here is k log n. Even though n is very large and k is small, but since this is having a very high weightage, therefore the time complexity of this one will be much better than n log k. Just take n value equals to, let's say, 1000 and k value equals to 10. Now try to apply n log k as well as k log n. Then which one will be better? N log k will be giving you 1000 log 10, and k log n will be giving you 10 log 1000, right? So log 1000 will highly minimize the value, whereas even after minimizing this log 10 value, this is a very high value. Okay, I hope you understood why we will be using this first technique instead of the second one, right? So let us now look at the code for this first technique. This is the code for the first technique, which will take time complexity of order of n plus k log n. I find it to be better than the second one. In this case, we will be using a node, so it will be storing all the nodes for the heap, and I have already told you that it will be storing a unique number, and this will be the corresponding frequency. This is the constructor, because when we will be creating a node, then we will be passing both the unique number as well as its frequency. So it will get assigned here. Okay. And this is the comparator function, which will be used to maintain the max heap property. Okay, I have not implemented the heap here. If you want the implementation of heap, you can watch my video on heap implementation. All the links will be present in the description below. Now let's look at this code. In this case, we are given the numbers as well as value k. We will be taking a hash map, right? I have taken an unordered map to do it in order of n time. We will be inserting all the elements into this map. So this was step 1. In the step 2, we will be building a heap. So that will be of size order of n. Okay, so we are pushing all the elements into the heap by building a node. So this is a structure. Okay, it will be storing the unique value as well as its frequency. Now once you have formed the heap, that is step 2 is also done. The third step is to pop the top k elements from this max heap and push the unique element, which is the number part of a node, into this array, which is this answer, and then finally we will be returning the answer, that is the top k unique elements which are having highest frequency, right, in the decreasing order of frequency. So I hope you understood this entire code. It was a simple code, and I have also shown you the comparison between the two techniques and which one is better and why. If you still have any doubt, then feel free to comment below and I'll try to help you as soon as possible. If you love our work, then please consider donating to our channel. All the links will be in the description below. See you guys in the next video. Thank you.